Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, Bow and Arrow Tarot. Today we're going to be doing the love reading for the month of July for the sign of Aquarius. We're going to get right into it. I'm going to pull out your two angel oracle cards. See what two energies are you dealing with this month. Coming month for July. It's up for Aquarius, our beautiful water bear, air sign. Let's see what your two cards are, alright? Pull right out. Here we go. I've already done some meditating shuffling before I started to film. So, our first card out is this could be the one. And new love, right? So you've already met the romantic partner you seek, and a new person is stirring romantic feelings, right? Stay optimistic about your love life. So this is one of the times when all of the cards are kind of along the same tact, right? Along the same line. This could certainly be a new love that is the one, and certainly after being very optimistic about your love life for those of you who haven't been involved for some time. But for right now, we're just going to get right into the cards and see what that's all about, because we won't really know until we do your spread, right? So, how are you doing today, Aquarius? If you come to my channel, it's just because you've been surfing the web, maybe you've been surfing YouTube, and you just came across this video, and you happen to be an Aquarius, wondering about your love life in July, I do hope that this message resonates with you, at least parts of it anyway. Sometimes the whole message doesn't resonate, or sometimes none of it resonates, and if it doesn't, feel free to just throw it away and move along, all right? Tower popped out. I'm going to keep it. Show me what's up with Aquarius for July 2019. Show me. All right. Out the gate, we have 8 of Pentacles. It's been coming out for a lot of people during this July month. Knight of Swords. So a message is coming in, perhaps a text or an email. 5 of Wands. Somebody's irritated. 4 of Wands. There's your soulmate energy. 10 of Wands at the center. Wow. Perfect to go with that Tower. 3 of Pentacles. So some of you are coming out of a long struggle. 8 of Cups. Ace of Cups. There's your new love coming in. And Queen of Swords. All right, beautiful. Bottom of the deck, we have another 8. 8 of Swords. So 8s. You've got 1, 2, 3, 8s. 8s are all about boundaries, Aquarius. So again, here we go with boundaries, right? Because a lot of your recent readings these last few months have been about boundaries, setting boundaries, right? Tower card popped out, so this is definitely a period in your life where everything's changing. So let's just get right into the reading. 8 of Pentacles. So boundaries, weaknesses, strengths, understanding your weaknesses and strengths. In 8 of Pentacles, we see how restriction and boundaries are actually quite positive. So for instance, the restriction of having to get up from 9 to 5, or having to live a certain lifestyle so that you're fresh in the morning for work, or you're having to compromise certain things so that you can get your job done. These are all restrictions. These are all forms of boundaries, restrictions, ways that we limit ourselves. A lot of times people say restrictions are bad. Nobody should ever put any I don't like no restrictions. Well, guess what? Without restriction, you can't experience discipline. And without discipline, well, frankly, you're just a child. So learning how to be disciplined, learning how to understand the need for restrictions, and buckling down, putting your nose to the grindstone is what 8 of Pentacles is all about. So right now, that's what you're doing, Aquarius. You're working hard, right? You're working hard. Some of you may be workaholics, even. You may be working on projects that are very close to your heart. But you're getting the job done, and in comes the Page of Swords. So it could be a text, a message. You could be doing some online dating, and somebody swiped right. Something's coming in. A communique, you know, some communication of some sort. Somebody's coming toward you. Somebody wants to have a talk. Somebody wants to let you know that they're interested, right? But they're interested not only, they're not only interested, but they're interested in conversing with you. So something about your mind, your intellect has certainly sparked their attention. You know, Page of Swords is Very much also learning. A lot of times you can embody Page of Swords energy, which is quite different, obvious, than just the message that talks about, you know, Page of Swords energy. When you embody it, it is about learning how to stand your ground for the first time, defend your position, defend your opinions, etc. But I think here it's a communication that's coming into you. If you don't know this person, or you just met this person or something, it could certainly be an email, like I said, or a text. You could be getting a notification from a dating site. It could be messages from a friend. Somehow you're getting messages coming in about love. Somebody wants to have a conversation with you. Somebody's very irritated. 5 of Wands. So there's someone else also. There's some area in your life where there's a lot of bickering, arguing, one-upmanship. You know, this could be just... Now, interestingly enough, this could be just in your friendship. This could be at work. You know, people around you is just feeling quite irritated. There's power struggles. 5 is the number for power struggles. Interesting that it's there. Excuse me. And it could be that this is just something that's been looming large. It may be looming large in your life in general in July. Just having to deal with power struggles from people. Could be friends of yours as well who realize that you're getting this new communication coming in, possibly from a lover. They don't like it. Could be you may have a situation with some of your friends where they, you know, you ever have that situation with friends that, you know, they're happy when you're single, but every time you become involved with somebody, they get a case of the ass. Yeah, could be something like that. But for you, you've got the beginning of a really beautiful relationship coming in. 4 of Wands. It's like you've met a like-minded individual. This is certainly backs up your romance angel oracle cards. This could be one in new love. This is a beautiful love coming in for you. Okay? I think this is certainly for those of you who are just either gotten involved with somebody or about to get involved with somebody. Because right now, 10 of Wands is at the center of the reading. 10 of Wands talks about coming to the end of a really long kind of struggle, a stage in your life where it's been a lot of kind of affairs of the heart. You know, a lot of affairs of the heart that have gone up and down, up and down. They haven't all necessarily worked out for you. There could be some heartache there, some past relationships that didn't quite work out. 10 of Wands talks about baggage that we carry from the past, but also 10s being the number of completion. It talks about being at a stage in your life when you're ready to lay them down. And I feel almost like you've met this person and it's like they've just, you know, something about meeting this person. This could be an old person, person that you knew before, but now you're re-meeting them, and now there's this kind of new kind of sense of love there, right? But whatever it is coming out of that, you feel like you're finally ready to lay down some baggage, right? It's almost as if meeting this person has somehow unlocked the last step for you to lay down this baggage. Yeah, I think this 5 of Wands is certainly something to do with people at work or envy about your job or your friends, because underneath of that you have 3 of Pentacles. And 3 of Pentacles talks about getting accolades for your work, attention. People become kind of they become fans of yours. 3 is the number for bonding and loyalty. So 3 of Pentacles can also indicate people who, you know, when you collect believers, fans, people who trust in you, people who seek you out for your work or your art, right? People who may commission you, right? Someone may want to work with you as part of a project, right? So it's about unity. It's about unity with others towards a positive goal, and usually a goal that has something to do with producing something. So whether it's producing work or art or whatever, it's like a physical production that you guys are engaged in. But this is really beautiful energy. 3 of Wands, it certainly talks about your livelihood going to the next step, right? It's the 3 of I'm sorry, 3 of Wands, 3 of Pentacles, I meant to say. 3 of Pentacles comes after the 2 of Pentacles. 2 of Pentacles is when you're balancing, trying to balance various projects in your life, various ways to make money in your life, and you're just trying to decide where the land of the lay of the land stands at, right? 3 of Pentacles talks about having established that and now moving forward, now engaging, building upon what you've so far initiated, building on maybe the beginnings of a career, and now things are starting to come in that builds up your career, builds up your reputation. Three of Pentacles is very productive. It can also cause a lot of envy, and so you have Five of Wands with all that bickering over it. Could certainly be that somewhere in your life there's some agitation or power struggle about you moving forward with your goals and your economic stability and your projects and passion and art, right? And somewhere that is causing, certainly on the outside, is causing some kind of discord, right? But underneath, you do have the Queen of Swords, and Queen of Swords kind of cuts through all the bullshit and kind of puts everybody in their place. So we'll get to that. But it's interesting with Three of Pentacles. Sometimes this is how aspects work. With Three of Pentacles, this energy coming in the conscious and the conscious and kind of I want to say obvious part is the arguing, the bickering, the envy that people are having, the arguing that people are having with you, the obstacles they're throwing in your way. Underneath, in the subconscious, the energy that's behind it, that's going to support this, is your ability to cut through that. It's your ability to kind of like, Queen of Swords is going to come in and look. Right? See how that looks? And it's like literally they're arguing in front of the Queen of Swords. She holds up her hand and sword and says, you know, cut that shit out. Just cut it out. You know, knock out that nonsense. If you notice the Five of Wands, they're mostly youths. They're youths. You know, they're young people. They're young men who are kind of battering each other with wands. So it's not like blood is being drawn, but it's more like a very teenage, immature kind of battle for power. And then comes the Queen of Swords who says, hang on, boys, you know, all of you guys need to return to your corners. I'm not tolerating, you know, cut it out. And as they eventually, you know, they look over to you embodying your Queen of Swords, and they'll cut that nonsense right out. You're not willing to indulge it. But this is an example of how the aspect works here in this reading, which is why I love the 9 spread so much. But we're going to move forward from the Three of Pentacles right here to the 8 of Cups. This is now your third 8. First 8 was at the bottom of the deck, and I will come back to that. But in the reading, in the actual spread, it's your second 8, 8 of Cups. And 8 of Cups talks about, again, when we talk about 8s being boundaries, 8 of Cups is deciding that, you know, 8 of Cups comes in when you've decided you've had enough. You've decided when you've had enough of relationships that don't respect your boundaries. You've decided you've had enough of giving people too much leeway in your life, accepting empty cups, accepting cups and relationships that don't live up to your standards or criteria, right? This character is leaving, but they're leaving with almost nothing. They're leaving with just the coat of wisdom symbolized by red, their staff for help and assistance in getting over rocky terrain. Staff can very much signify the connection with the spiritual, and through that connection is how he is able to navigate times in his path that are troublesome, like rocky terrain. He turns his back, the character turns his back on the 8 of Cups. He doesn't matter that there's 8 of them. None of them are satisfactory, and he's no longer willing to entertain cups of that sort. He's crossing the river of his feelings. So he's crossing over to the other side, and so in so doing, it symbolizes total understanding of his needs, his own needs. The character completely understands that any relation must satisfy his needs and his own emotions so that he can be happy, and also provide the same for his or her partner in return, right? He walks by the light of the moon and the sun, so total clarity. So 8 of Cups talks about putting boundaries up, putting criteria up, standards, and no longer accepting relationships in your life that don't live up to that standard. And this relationship coming in, it could be very much that at the beginning stages, you're kind of just checking to make sure that this relationship coming in does fit your criteria. You know, does it go with your 8 of Cups energy that you've made a right decision to adhere to? It's just you being a little cautious, a little careful. Also, you're putting this intention out in the world, very much saying you are done with kind of shallow relationships, and you're done with kind of the same behavior pattern that brings you to those relationships. And that being in your subconscious at all times is going to ensure that any relationship or new love that you become involved with, now you're going to be very discerning. right? So the love is coming. You're being very discerning, and here comes your reaffirmation. Yes, indeed, this is a new love. Yes, it is a new love that fits in. It's a new love that I'm willing to take. You know, it is an Ace of Cups for me because it does fit in, as I say, Aquarius, into your new kind of discernment, your new standards, right? And when I say standards, I mean spiritually evolved standards. You have a standard, you know, you have a certain level of respect that people must address you with, a certain level of tenderness and care and understanding that you require from a partner. You know, and inherent is that the agreement that you also return that level to them, right? I mean, it's like, you know, I often say a lot of women, you know, I'll tell women, you know, tell your, especially, and I'm not trying to say it's men or women or either or, but I'm a woman, I'm a heterosexual woman, so I speak from that standpoint. But I think it's really the same for all of us, regardless of our gender or our sexual orientation, is that when we put that intention out there, you know, it's like, listen, you know, I can give you something incredible. You know, I can give you as a woman, as a woman who is in touch with herself, you know, and I tell people, you know, as a woman that when you're in touch with yourself, your feelings, you're strong, you're independent, you're loving. When you try to nurture all of these capacities inside yourself, you can say to somebody, look, what I give you is rare and special. You won't find another woman like me who's willing to give you what I'm willing to give you. What are you willing to provide for me? Right? It's perfectly natural and it's expected to say that, you know, to expect that, to expect an answer and to expect proof, you know, so let their actions speak as well. Let their actions speak louder than their words. A lot of times people can tell you things and then their actions don't coincide with what they promise. And so it's off, you know, male or female, whoever you are, it's absolutely appropriate for you to big yourself up, because you know that if you're truly enlightened and you've truly worked on your emotions and that connection between the spiritual mind and body, you can be an incredible partner to someone. And that inherently gives you the right to require that person is up to your standard. And here's that Queen of Swords coming in at the bottom with that piercing discernment, like I said, that insight, this new love. And this is coming out, this is just you, Aquarius, right? Just getting into this side of yourself. You're getting into your Queen of Swords energy. Certainly because things are happening at work. And also you're trying to be very diligent with this new love coming in because you want to make sure that it is what you are seeking and trying to manifest. You're in a really great spot in your life, Aquarius. I remember a couple of months ago, some of the readings were certainly about Aquarius who were dealing with getting out of toxic relationships, remembering who they are. And right now, this is a really good reading for it. An Aquarius who's working hard, working well, self-confident, and who basically is welcoming a new lover to come in. But there's the Tower, so there's definitely, this July is going to be an exciting month. There's definitely going to be things happening that you don't expect. And I'm sure that they will come out of, as I say, out of your work area, your career area, and your love area. Some of you may be working with people who are actually close friends of yours. So it's quite funny that what will happen is, I feel this also in the readings, that you're working with close friends and you speak to your close friends about your relationships. So a little bit of that energy is bleeding into your work. It's almost as if like you guys hang out, but then when you go to work together, you know, it's not like that territory is totally safe or clear of any of your personal issues, because some of you may be working with your best friend, right? And you guys are talking about it throughout the day. Right, so I do feel that, and that could be causing you for some of you, that might be causing a little bit discord at work, and maybe getting some people jealous because they hear about your love life. I think if that's the case, you need to keep, for those of you who are going through that, keep stum. Don't talk so much about your personal life at work, regardless of whether or not you work with your friends or not. Because there's always other people around who like to pick their nose in, stick their nose in, be involved. You know, they want to be newsy. And just that kind of energy, you know. It's just like you invite energy from people to kind of like throw obstacles in your way, you know. And so, yeah, if you are in a situation where you may be working with close friends and sometimes you're feeling a little bit uncomfortable about that boundary, Make sure that you put a boundary in place and also set terms in terms of what you're going to discuss at work and what you won't discuss at work. Remember, you have 3 8s in this reading, and 8s are all about boundaries, weaknesses, and strengths. Knowing your weaknesses and strengths. And so that's certainly going to come up in your work this month as well, that your boundaries are going to be tested. Show me some deeper insight on this reading for Aquarius. Show me. It's raining on the East Coast where I'm at. Just started. It's like, oh, I love it. I love summer rain. All right, so let's get your clarity cards out. We've got straight out on top. Yeah, Princess of Swords. Ace of Swords. There you go. A lot of mental. 2 of Wands moving forward. 2 of Cups coming out on the 4 of Wands. Ugh. 2 of Pentacles. Fool showing up in your reading. The Universe. Ace of Cups came out to clarify Ace of Cups. Wow. And Queen of Wands. At the bottom of the deck, you have 3 of Wands. Beautiful energy. Oh my God. Can I just show you this? This is so pretty. Look. 2 of Cups over the 4 of Wands. All right. And then in the same reading, clarify the Ace of Cups. What comes out? The Ace of Cups. New love. Oh, serious love. Big time new love. Love that endures. Love at first sight. Could even have been a love at first sight scenario. No wonder, stay optimistic. If it's a love at first sight, that could explain this Tower moment, because love at first sight is truly rare. And if you've really experienced it, you know what I'm talking about. Very rare, but when it happens, you know it. So let's just get into this beautiful clarity here. It's Princess of Swords, standing up for yourself. A lot of Swords energy, like I said earlier. So Princess of Swords is the same as the Page of Swords in the Thoth deck, right? In the Thoth deck, their pages are princesses. And what I said earlier about the other side of Page of Swords energy is that kind of new, young energy where you learn how to stand up for yourself, debate, stand up for your viewpoints, right? Well, here she is in the Thoth deck. And in the Thoth deck, the imagery for the card relates a lot more to that energy, right? So to that side of the card, which is the fighting for your, see how she's up there and she's on this really precarious perch. It's only big enough for herself. So at this stage, you're only kind of learning how to stand up for yourself. You're not really able to be the fighter for others or to fight for the underdog. You're just now kind of learning the self-esteem and like the confidence and the skills to be able to stand up for your own position and stand up to bullies, stand up to, you know, overzealous supervisors, etc. You know, there's a lot of skills that are needed for that, including courage and the ability to, you know, the ability to verbalize what you want to say, to be clever with your words, as in swinging that sword, to be fair and to defend yourself. So that's the other energy of Page of Swords, because Page is on the first kind of step of that journey of becoming the King of Swords, right? Ultimately. So Princess of Swords has come out to clarify 8 of Pentacles, and it's very much like you're going to work and you're you're like maintaining. You know, it's like whatever's happening at work, it could be people trying to sabotage you. It could be people trying to throw you off your game or try to make you look like you can't handle it. You're fighting for it. You're coming to work. You're doing the right thing, and you're fighting for your position. You're standing up for yourself. Nobody's going to be able to throw you off your game. Right? And then Page of Swords comes, Ace of Swords is clarified. It's that Page of Swords. So certainly, and I said earlier, in this reading and in this position, so it's interesting, right? Do you see what I mean? How you can have the Page of Swords come in on one reading and represent 2 kind of sides of that energy? Because over here, Page of Swords is coming as a clarity card to clarify your 8 of Pentacles, and the energy is quite different to the Page of Swords here, where to me it's very much a meeting, a text, somebody wants to communicate. It's very much about the actual action of bringing in communication. But this is further clarified by the Ace of Swords, which is the ultimate card for communication. Ace of Swords talks about the kind of communication you have with people where you feel vindicated. This could also be to do with work. Doesn't necessarily have to be your new lover wanting to come in and talk. This could also be a conversation happening at work, and once that conversation happens, the information that you get kind of gives you a little victory. You can see the crown there of enlightenment over the sword, meaning that whatever information has come in to enlighten the scenario or the circumstances and give you the victory that you want. An example could be if all along you've been saying somebody's been stealing from the cash register at work, right? And you've been trying to get somebody to, you know, somebody asks you, yeah, it's so-and-so. And, you know, I can't prove it, but I know it is. And then now 6 months down the road, they finally got the cameras in and they got the videotape, and now somebody's viewed the videotape, and sure enough, that person that you said all along is the one who's been stealing and giving everybody else a bad name is the one. That is an example of Ace of Swords. All right, so now the information has come in. Not only has the information come in to vindicate you, it's giving you a little victory. It's reaffirmed that you were right. And it's also, oftentimes, Ace of Swords comes in to clarify any bullshit or misinformation that has been carrying on for quite some time. All right? Two of Wands. So you're going to press right through all of this bickering and arguing. Like I said, things are going really well for you, Aquarius. So you're not here for it. You don't even give it any time. You say, you know, you pretty much give them your ass to kiss. Let everybody else say, where are you? You're above that. You're ready to move on from that. You're not ready to engage. Mars in Aries, some people would say, well, that's, you know, fighting energy. But Mars in Aries, Two of Wands, talks about creativity. Wands is creativity. So when you have engaging the Aries in creativity, it's talking more about moving forward, being pioneering, being innovative, leaving your haters in the dust, taking the next step on your vision or goal. Right? Two of Cups, that comes out to clarify Four of Wands. Absolutely got a new lover coming in, Aquarius. This is a nice love. This is a very enduring love. This is a love that's going to be very romantic. It's going to be what you kind of always wanted. You know, I hope, you know, it's just all around really good. It's very stable. This is certainly a reading for someone who's about to meet a soulmate or someone that they're going to be with. Very happy for quite a long time. Two of Pentacles comes in. So yeah, like I said, Ten of Wands is like the end of a very long road. And here you go. You got change coming in, right? And so that explains, like I said, didn't I say Ten of Wands can also explain the Tower moment? But these three are perfectly, you know, in sync in a way. All of the energies here are very much in sync. You're ending the long road, Ten of Wands. You're laying down your burdens. And in comes change, physical change, material change, the ability to choose between two possible avenues for money coming in. It's transformative change, transformative physical change. So not only spiritually, emotionally do you lay down your baggage, but your environment now starts to represent this expansion and this release. And it's still a Tower moment as well, because everything changes for the better, but everything changes. So it's like, oh, that's how all of these energies kind of work together, right? Very, very beautiful. Certainly physical change coming in. You might get a raise at work. You might get a lot of money coming in as a result of this. You may have some opportunities coming in as a result of this Ace of Swords. It's a perfect time as well, certainly with this new lover coming in, this new relationship. You're going to have kind of like the stability that you need to kind of move forward. Two of Pentacles is very much juggling two great opportunities and trying to decide which one. You know, oftentimes the perfect thing really is to find a balance. Two being the number of duality and balance, not choice. In fact, there is no card or number for choice. There really isn't actually a number or a card that indicates you must make a choice in some matter, because the universe isn't about choices in that way, right? The universe is, you know, you make choices in your life about which way to go. But in terms of weighing two things and choosing one to be better than the other is not in congruence with the way the universe works. The universe is all about balance and duality, right? There's always an opposite to a plus. There is never a choice of one above the other. And so that's kind of a misinterpretation of really the power of the number two. Two is actually the two individuals coming together. and never a choice over one or the other. Even when you have here in Two of Cups, it's not a choice, it's a balance. Clearly, you can see that a true relationship isn't about choosing one over the other, it's about balance. Both cups are equally balanced. Both fish are equally balanced. Both of them pour out an equal measure of love into those cups that then fills the river that they both share together. It's all about duality and balance. And so Two of Pentacles talks about the same thing in jobs. Fool showing up in your own reading. The Fool is always representing you on your path, on the tree of life. Wherever you are on the tree, ascending or descending, when the Fool card comes out in the reading, it indicates being present, being mindful. You should be mindful at this moment. This is not to say that it doesn't take what they say, the leap of faith that is associated with the Fool. Of course, any kind of new endeavor in your life or new segment in life, or deciding to do something very new or take a new path, of course takes a leap of faith. However, deeper than that, the Fool talks about taking a moment now to be very conscious about where you are on your life's path, right? Because you are, the Fool shows up to let you know that you are on a specific point in your path where you need to be very aware. You need to be conscious that you're on your path, right? Because you're about to make a turn. You're about to take a segue. You're about to make a shift. You're about to make a left or a right turn in the T in the road of your kind of life's path, right? And so it's, yes, it requires a leap of faith, but it also requires you to be very, very much in the moment and aware and paying attention. Look how aware the Fool is in this card. His eyes are wide open. He has everything that he needs. He doesn't carry any baggage with him. Everything that he needs is within himself. Even down here at the bottom of one of the circles, you can see the hints of two individuals kind of laying together, right? That can indicate the desire of two moving towards two people choosing to take a path together, right? So that can also indicate oftentimes we choose to move forward in life in relation with others. Beautiful. So this is coming up now over your Three of Pentacles. So not only in your love life, but in your work life, there's a change that's about to happen. I feel like it's going to be a change for the better. Universe comes in over that Eight of Cups. So again, another reaffirmation that right now you are at a big crossroads in your life that's worth paying attention to. The universe comes up when we take a bird's eye view, when we look at our life through like kind of the up air. And when they say bird's eye, a lot of times that indicates like focusing in on a tiny thing, object on the horizon. I guess what I mean when I say I mean more like maybe a condor eye, like the bird that rises very, very high up and sees the entirety of the land. And so that's what happens when your universe pops up in your readings. It can indicate that you're really taking stock of your life as a whole. And in doing so, you've also, like I said, you've made this commitment here with your Eight of Cups to put boundaries in, to put criteria in, so that your new relationships can live up to your standard and to your measure and what you require. And right after all of that kind of realization and intentionality, here comes the affirmation on the Ace of Cups that indeed a new love is coming in. I love when my clarity cards literally clarify each other, Oftentimes the meaning is clarified like Two of Cups and Four of Wands, but when they really come out like this is just so beautiful. Okay, and Queen of Swords, Queen of Wands energy. This could be somebody that you're dealing with. Your Queen of Swords here is very magnanimous and truthful. This Queen of Wands is coming out too. This could be a friend, or this could be your lover. This could be this new love that you've met. But I almost feel like this may be a friend of yours, someone who's coming in for you to help you kind of navigate what's going on, because right now you are having a tower moment. And so there are a lot of changes. I almost feel like this Queen of Wands is somebody in your life who's very passionate but stable, grounded. Somebody that you can really lean on, Aquarius, maybe talk to. All right, and this person is coming forward to help you out. All right, so wonderful, wonderful reading. I said I would come back to Eight of Swords. Be careful here. Eight of Swords, again, boundaries. This is when we have isolated ourselves and we have almost put limits and boundaries around ourselves by our limited ways of thinking. This is the victim card. This is the card where, this is the narcissist card. This is the gaslighting card. Well, I wouldn't have to treat you like shit if you didn't make me. That kind of logic. That's the Eight of Swords. And so somebody may be trying to do this to you. Excuse me, I had to take a sip of juice. Somebody may be trying to guilt you or to make you feel like you should feel guilty about something, or like they're treating you a certain way. You know, they're kind of blaming you for them spiraling out of control. This could be at work. It could be somebody in your private life. Take care to watch out for this energy. This is very toxic, kind of gaslighting energy. And certainly there are some indications here that you have some jealousy around you. Could be, like I said, from friends or an ex-lover. Could be from friends who have not been 100% honest with you about how they feel, but yet they always seem to cause obstacles in your life. You know, some of that may come out certainly because this love affair that you're getting involved in is going to be so obviously beautiful and exciting for you that anyone who's close to you, Aquarius, is going to know that you're in love. All right, so this is it. I'm going to call it 34 minutes. I'm going to call it, this is July love reading for my wonderful Aquarius brothers and sisters out there. It's a really good one, all right? So for now, if this resonated with you at all, please like and subscribe. If you're just passing through, I understand. I get that too. I hope to see you again. Leave me a comment in any case. And for right now, I'm going to say, Aquarius, I love you and enjoy July. It's going to be a scorcher. Bye-bye.